Hello and welcome to Mechanically Minded. Today we're going to be having a look at the Trick Clicks diesel heater. So I bought this from Amazon for £109.99. You can get them cheaper off of AliExpress and you'll be saving yourself about £40, but I didn't want to wait for it. So I bought this. The reason why I wanted a diesel heater is number one, to heat up my garage, and number two, I want to modify it slightly to heat up my hot tub. What I plan to do is put a motorcycle radiator on the outlet and a motorcycle radiator on the exhaust, plumb them together and make it heat up my hot tub. Now in the summer I use the solar system to heat it up, and it probably loses about 1 degree a day on that system, and I just top it up with the pump and the heater in the hot tub itself. That's a 700 watt solar panels and a 200 amp hour battery bank. Because it's lead acid, you can only use half of that, so 100 amp hour, and it usually loses about 4 degrees overnight, and the solar system would put back in 3 degrees during the day. If I put up another solar panel, it would probably sustain it equal, but in winter it just doesn't generate enough power. So I thought I'd buy one of these. What we're going to do today is we're going to go through it and I will tell you my findings, my initial findings on it. When I got it out of the box, comes with this instruction manual. This one is supposed to be the 8 kilowatt version. I don't know if it actually is or not. And it comes with instructions, but really and truthfully this isn't great. It doesn't really tell you everything you need to know when putting it together. Things like this here, it says that the inlet pipe is on the front and the exhaust is on the back, but actually it's the other way around. And there is another diagram further back that shows you that. This is the actual correct way to do it, the other way is wrong. The other things that it doesn't tell you is number one, how to prime it, number two, where the pipes go, number three, it does state in this book that it is a 12 volt or 24 volt, but this is a 12 volt system. If you put 24 volts in it, it's probably going to blow up. Not blow up, blow the electricals. Other issues with it, the Jubilee clips that they give you for the exhaust and the inlet are the wrong size, and the clips that you use to bolt the exhaust and the inlet to wherever you want to do it, there's no holes for it, so if you are going to put those on, you're going to have to drill your own holes. The pipe that comes with it is about 60 centimeters, no, about 40 centimeters long, so it's not really any good for putting it anywhere unless it's going directly out of the wall, which in here I haven't got. So I've put an extension on it so that it can go outside. This device isn't actually part of the diesel heater. This is just a monitor to check what the environment's like, so an oxygen sensor. At the minute it's 9 degrees in here, but I've got this set up to a 12 volt car battery that I took out of my car because it was dying, but it's fine for this. And this is connected to a 50 watt solar panel on the roof, which in theory, if I'm not using this all the time, should sustain the system, but if not, I have an inverter on my 24 volt system that I can run a charger on, which it's running on that at the minute and pulling 0.9 amp. So yeah. On here, as I say, you can see, I'll move forward a bit. So you press the OK button, tells you the external temperature in the room, the voltage, and what level you're on. This one goes from 0 to, it goes from 1 to 10. 7 degrees internal temperature. And the time, you can set the time by holding down this button here, but anytime you disconnect the power, it'll reset it. Now in the book it states that you hold down this button and the OK button to prime it. Doesn't work. I had a look at some YouTube videos as well, and it says you hold them both down together to prime it. Didn't work. The way that I had to do it is run the diesel heater to failure at first, and then press it again, and after that one it did actually ignite. So the to failure primed the system. You do get this controller, I haven't got it on me, but you do get a controller with it. The range on it isn't great. My house is about 7 meters away from my garage, and it won't turn it on from inside my house, so pretty pointless. So when you turn it on, hold it, press it once, the fan will start to go around, then the glow plug will heat up, which it is there, and it will start drawing about 6 amp from the battery. When it's actually sustained and running, it only pulls 700 milliamps. If you put the fan up to full, it pulls about 5 amps. So that car battery, in theory, when it was new, would run it for a month. Now it might run it for a week. So it does take about 3 or 4 minutes to heat up. So essentially it works the same as a car. If you try and start a car from cold without glow plugs, it just won't ever start. It needs the initial heat off of the glow plug to get it going. Once it gets over about 60 degrees inside the burn chamber, it can sustain itself. When I did take this apart, it has a green pipe on it that everybody says is rubbish, so eventually we'll change that. But these front panels here, it's all held together by the outer case, so when you do take it apart, it's rather flimsy. But for £109, it does exactly what I needed to do, and it is really efficient to run. I've run this for about 4 hours now, with a 5 litres in the tank, and I haven't even used one yet. So now the pump is activated, you'll know by this clicking sound, and when it starts, you'll hear the exhaust pulse. So internal temperature, 8 degrees now, 9. As you can see, it's going up, and when it, as I say, when it gets to 60 degrees, it will heat up. When it gets to 60 degrees, it will turn off the glow plug and then run on its own. The whole build quality isn't that great on these devices. If you go for the more expensive ones, the £300-400 ones, then you are going to get a better build quality. But is it worth the difference? I don't know. As long as it works, I don't want to pay an extra £200. Also, you can buy a water diesel heater as well, but they're coming in at the £400 for this build quality for the water heaters, when I'm only buying it to bodify it a little bit. Oh, I was wrong. 42 degrees and the glow plug's already gone off. It's sustaining itself. It's starting to warm up a little bit. So yeah, that's my plan. I want to create something to heat up my hot tub during the winter season, so that I don't have to use it off of the electric internal in the house. If I run my hot tub from the house using the electricity from in there, it's going to cost me somewhere in the region of £1.50 an hour. To heat the hot tub from 10 degrees, what it is externally, to a comfortable 38 degrees to use it, at the minute it's going to take somewhere in the region of 20 hours. So that's going to cost me £15-16 to heat it up. And then you've got to run it while you're in it. And as soon as you get out and cover it all up, I have a thermal protection on mine. As soon as you get out, it's going to start losing that temperature again. By the next day, it's probably going to be down to about 12 degrees. Or between 12 and 20 degrees. I don't know exactly, but it's going to lose a hell of a lot. So at the minute, this is at 1. Now, we did run this for about 45 minutes the other day, and it was 10 degrees when I first started it. When I actually turned it down, it was 22 degrees. So yeah, it does do the job. But you are losing a hell of a lot of energy out of the exhaust. I did actually burn my cabinet because of I didn't realise that exhaust was going to get that hot. But yeah, if you want to see me modify and make this thing into a water heater as well, please subscribe to the channel and hit that thumbs up. On this channel we are making some weird and wonderful things, so we'll be modifying that. If you've seen some of my other videos, it's a bit of a mess in here. There is a mobility scooter under there that will do 30 miles an hour. This e-bike I've modified, and that will do 30 miles an hour. It's got a Super Soco battery on the back. That quad also will do about 30 miles an hour, and there is another mobility scooter under there. And this is the solar system that I'm using to heat up my hot tub. Three solar panels on the roof with a 700 watt capacity, a 40 amp MPPT charge controller, 1500 watt inverter. This here is so that I can control the AC power output and limit it, because otherwise it just drains the whole system too quickly. I want this to run somewhere in the region of 500 watts. As I said, lead acid system there. That bank is 200 amp hour, but because it's lead acid you can only really use half of that before you start degrading the system. Just so you can see here, this is the air quality monitor. 446 parts per million on the CO2 level. In the house it is actually the same. The parts per million 10 microns and parts per million 2.5 microns. And I believe these are something to do with like CFCs. So yeah, if you like my channel and like to see more content, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up. If you've got any questions, please comment below and I answer every single one. If you like my content, I do have another channel. That one's on motorcycles and it's called Riding Reviews. There is a link in the description. Also, I will put a link for this device in the description as well. There isn't an affiliate to this product, but it is an affiliated link to Amazon, so I do get a little bit of a kickback. So thank you for watching, but as always, stay safe.